Hello, I have Slashback footage, TafKat, who plays Carmine, versus myself. The purpose of this video is to try to give other Waldstein players uh, a snapshot of what I'm thinking about doing or trying to do in certain matchups. There'll be 3 videos total. This one is Carmine, but I have Phonon and Vatista one on deck. The video will be mute, or the audio will be muted because it's mostly just background noise and doesn't really add much to anything here. Um, that is round start 4B. Uh, Normally, Waldstein would round start 6-6B because in Undernight CLR, it used to pretty much be the king of round starts. It was very hard to contest it. Uh, but that changed in Undernight 2. Carmine's 5B will beat our 6-6B. So in anticipation of a Carmine 5B, I pressed 4B because it's a great starter and snatches 5B. But TafKat did not use that move, and we pretty much just go straight to neutral. This jump was an attempt to jump over or air block a projectile, but she decided to use 6-6C instead, so I eat this full combo. This bomb, whenever I see a Carmine do this, you can actually see it on screen. I pretty much always press shield in this point, like before I even, like I see the bomb and I start pressing shield. I just want the free grid. So we got the combo, force function, oh, the bomb. So when I see this, I'm like, oh, I should just shield because Carmine is about to force function the bomb under my feet, which happens. And then I shield again, anticipating the bomb release, but that doesn't happen. But we just get some more Carmine pressure. Let's see what that green shield was. I think it was just in anticipation of another move. Normally, Carmine doesn't just only do 5B, no cancel, but that's what happened, so I whiffed the green shield. I'm not sure what the blue shield was, but she caught it, called it out, and got some pressure. That is the fuzzy mix. Let's see. So you have to stand block, or no, you just have to block the wheel, but you have to stand block first for the JA, and then crouch block after. But actually, I think that was a double overhead. Yeah, so that was JC into JA. So I started crouch blocking too early, and then I just got hit. All right, so we're blocking, we're grid broken, so I'm not doing much. 360. So let's get that again. So I guess this is actually more important than I thought it was. So 5B, 5BB. Although Carmine can cancel into command grab, I almost always expect pillar because it's not a gold throw and it's plus on block. But let me pull up Carmine's frame data. It's supposed to be plus, but not by too much. I probably should have done this beforehand. That's all right. All right, so we have launch. It's all the same frame data, so +2. So I think I'm still grid broken. Oh, no. But it's the end of the cycle, so I'm just chilling. So we have +2, but Carmine's A buttons are 6 frames. So there's 5A, and there's 2A right here. So what that means is there is a 4-frame gap between a minimum 4-frame gap between pillar and 5A. and thankfully 360A is 3 frames. So as soon as I see the pillar come out, like pretty much as soon as like at this point, that's when I'm starting to churn, and it comes right out. Got the reversal, got the counter hit. There was still no chance of cycle, so that's all right. This 2-2B that I'm doing, uh, I usually do that against Carmine when I have this specific puddle under me, because Carmine will usually DP for frame advantage. I'm pretty sure that move is plus with just the puddle. Let's see if I could find it real quick. There it is. Yeah, plus 20. So in an attempt to disincentivize that move, I will meaty 2-2B from mid range like this. She does 6-2-3C because she doesn't want to get hit. So we trade. It's whatever. The J236 was very good. I was expecting pretty much anything else, but that move moved Carmine back into safety. So I just eat that counter hit. There's no getting out of that one. Very good move on TafKat's part. All right, so another 4B for round start check. So seeing it twice in a row, I'm hoping it's like, okay, you know, she's not going to 5B round start, so, you know, next round will be different. That's usually what I'm thinking of when I do something like this. That JC right there. So we got the 4B, and then forward jump JC. I usually do that because it's fast, it's huge, destroys projectiles, and it's kind of just hard to deal with. So if I'm not planning on air blocking a projectile, you'll usually see me do this JC, just throwing out a disjointed hitbox that's difficult to deal with. That's a big one actually. That green shield into 360B that I tried. I missed it again. Let's see if I can just. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I see why it failed. So usually, if Carmine does 5BB into 6B, uh, the 360B will catch it. But TafKat did 5B 2C instead. So there's the 5B. I green shield in anticipation of the second 5B. And because I green shielded, I am currently churning already. And then the 6B comes out, I go for the 360B. I've already decided, like way before this, that I'm going to churn, but I just eat that counter hit. We'll just play that again. All right, not too much. Did I not shield the force function this time? Nope. I'm shielding, expecting the bomb. There it is. I got the blue shield. Whenever I see that assault jump in, like this, I usually don't contest it in the air, but as soon as Carmine lands, I am pressing 2CAD. 2CAD is probably my favorite throw option select. The reward is very high. It's a little slow, but it beats people like doing double assault, which it beats double assault, and it also beats like empty assault into like 5A or whatever, just because you have to do it late. So I get the throw tech. I think this is a player preference, but after most throw techs, let's see if I can. Oh, that's backwards. So you'll see me walk back. I do not I do not like pressing like even though I'm +8, a throw tech is a highly contested spot. So I will usually back off in favor of pressing. In this case, I'm rewarded because I'm out of the command grab range. Carmine used whatever the new input is, but it's the command grab. So I say, oh, counter hit. So I just press 5B, go into my bread and butter combo, and we are at the halfway point of the stage. So let's get that combo again. I could have done a much better combo, but I just wanted stability. So J6C into 4B. Because a counter hit 5B is a pretty big combo, I want, and I have Celestial. Totally forgot about that. I use the max damage meter dump ender, which is increased clap into more air normals. And because we're in the middle of the stage, I end with EX God Press. Um, I'm sure that was probably a little weird for you guys, but this range is like pretty much perfect. It's outside of Carmine's A button range, so she would have to commit to a B button if she wanted to mash out. Sometimes I might step back a little bit just to try to goad my opponent into thinking I'm not going to mash, but then I'll like dash 2A or something, or 623A, just anything. I mean, our buttons are huge, so walking back, we are still highly in threat range, but um, I just stand there. 6-6C was not the right move to use. I honestly couldn't tell you why I pressed that button, but it is -10 if the second hit whiffs, or if the second part whiffs, which it did, and TafKat properly mashes and gets full combo. Um, Whenever I see a wheel like this, you will almost always see me do a stand shield first. Well, I guess I didn't stand shield there, but I always stand block first. Um, I forget why, but I'm sure I'll come back to it later. That was another 2 CAD. That was definitely another 2 CAD. But because it's done late, it I'm holding 1, and then after the 2B hits, like probably around here is when I'm actually pressing 2 CAD. That's pretty much the OS timing for layer 1 throws. If TafKat had done a delayed low, she would have definitely gotten a counter hit on me. Let's see what was going on there. So I'm just shielding. I think I was shielding a lot because I'm trying to maintain Celestial, but I think I end up losing it. It ends up backfiring because it's very hard to keep Celestial when you have it. All right, that was an early JC, or I guess a late not charged JC, so I end up blocking it. I think that was a 5B there. Yep, so I see the 5B. No, I think I was just pressing it in anticipation of more Celestial. I CS at this point because I'm just like, fuck it, I need to get rid of Celestial so that I can get the meter back from it and have a better chance of actually securing the next cycle too. And what you see here is probably one of my favorite neutral CS mashes is 214C. The reason why I do this, let's take a quick step back. So I don't see a button, so I'm not pressing 360C. You can tell if someone's pressing something if there's like a red mist floating around the person, the opponent, the non-CSer. So I don't see that, and Carmine is outside of his 6 button or 6 frame buttons, and 214C. Let's open up another tab actually. So in case you don't know, whoops. In case you don't know, 214C is 7 frames. It says 7 to 10 because it's a 2-part move, but the 7 is what I'm mostly worried about because that is faster than our A buttons. It's 7 frames. It's active for 6. That's huge. And even if the opponent blocks it, we are plus 1,000,000 basically. So that button's good. It catches any jump attempts. It causes a super flash. So, if someone is anticipating, 360C, then this trips them up. And it catches jump. It catches early backdash. It's honestly an amazing button. And because I just CS'd, whatever happens, I'm going to get refunded for it anyway. So with the green shield, CS to protect myself, press 214C. I think that might have been a backdash. And it was a counter, so I don't know. But in any case, it hits. I get all that meter back and more. And the frame advantage on hit. Oh, it doesn't say, but it's plus 42. This move is plus 42 on hit, which is in the corner. That's a very easy safe jump. So that's what I'm doing here. 720C, because why not? I think my idea for that is that I just used meter, so my opponent is like, okay, he just used 214C, maybe he's gonna do it again or something like that. And from this range that I'm at, when I land, I did a neutral jump. So that's still in range of JB, but not quite 360A, which is untechable. So I wanted to be unteched and to use more meter. So 720B or 720C. I actually end up getting Vorpal again. That kind of goes back to what I was saying when the whole situation started in the first place. With the whiffed green shield into 214C is to basically discard Vorpal, use the meter that you get from it, so that you can win it again and get the kill. All right, so going back to the previous round starts, I did 4B twice, and there was no button. There was no Carmine 5B to kill me. So this time I pressed 66B. 66B 214B is a very common follow-up. TafKat presses 6B. I'm sorry, I don't know why. Not that it was bad, but I'm not a Carmine player. So Carmine presses 6B, but clap is just, it's a frame trap, it kills projectiles, so gets counter hit. If I was a better player, I would actually have, I have enough meter at the start. What I should be doing is every time I use clap is to buffer. Actually, I wonder if maybe I can get my keyboard up. Give me a quick moment while I go to my desktop to open up a couple of extra programs. Yeah, we'll do this one. Oh, It's whatever. Um, so that you can see my buttons. I think my C works. Yeah. So what I should be doing in this situation. So we'll do like 6-6B. Oh, it did some stuff on the video player, but like the idea. So 6-6. Oh, that's what it's doing. Whoa. I think I'm just gonna reopen it because I don't know what settings those were. That's all right though. Yeah, in here. So we were on round 2. Was that? No. Oh, we were much further. Yeah, that was that 360C. My bad. Okay, so final clause 6-6B, 214B. So after the 214B, I did it again. So after the 214B, what I should be doing is buffering. Well, actually, I wonder if I can. Yeah, there we go. So after the 6-6B, 214B, I should be buffering 236 in anticipation for to use 236C on hit. So it's like 6-6B, 214, 214B, 236. And then on a visual confirmation of a hit, I would finish the 236 with a 236C. Maybe I'll go into training mode afterwards to better describe what I mean by that. But I don't do that, and we just kind of get sent back to neutral. Yeah, it's just I basically consider that to be a scramble situation. So what better button to do in a scramble than Assault JC? It hits. Based on this distance in my head, the first thing I should be doing is 6-6B into another B clap. And that's, oh, maybe I thought I was too far, but that's all right. Let's see. I'm just throwing buttons out there. Whoa, yeah, I don't know. More spaghetti. That's what I'll call it. Oh, you know what? I think I wasn't used to using 2-2B there, because normally now what I do, if I get a far hit and I have to convert with 6-6B, but I think I'm too far for B clap, I'll do 6-6B into 2-2B and then follow up with meter. But I guess I wasn't at that stage at Slashback, so I didn't do it. JA, a late JA, because it's plus when done late. Another JA just to cause more confusion, I guess. So rising JA. Rising JA is unique in that you're still actionable on the way down. So I whiff the JA, and then I assault right after, just as kind of like an oh shit, I missed. What do? Assault, because assault's so good. But let's see. I'm gonna slow this down actually. So assault JC, whatever. That's all right. So we got more buttons. Ooh, shield reversal invincibility. So that's the shield 360C that the Wald players will commonly see me harp on about with how important it is. So let's see what move. Oh, I just let it rip. It was just the one. So I see the 5A. So I press shield because pretty much this entire set, pressure has started with 5A and led to multiple buttons. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, 5A, so this is likely to be a safe green shield. In this case, it is. So that means 5B gets shielded. And she goes for another 2C like last time. I'm not looking at what move I think she's using. I see the green shield. 360C comes out. I pray that she's not jumping. And she's not jumping, so it gets a hit. All right, so these neutral jumps Carmine's projectiles, or I guess everyone's projectiles, are air unblockable. So if I can get any Carmine to use their own health for what I consider to be nothing, that's a win. And because I'm jumping, JC is our JC is a threat again. So I'm jumping. I see Carmine dashing at me. So to get out of the way, we do a jump. I instead of like ideally I would have done the JC increase, but I wanted to make sure that like if Carmine did assault JC or assault anything, that my JC would win. That's one thing that I learned with Uni 2 is that JC increase is great, but it's not perfect. So the uncharged JC here gets me the counter hit, and I follow it up with 2A into it's JC 2A 2C. Technically, I could have omitted the 2A, but it's really good for stabilizing scramble situations. And this is definitely what I would consider a scramble because, I'm not like hunting for this specific counter hit or anything. I'm just throwing out a hitbox, getting a hit, so I, just go straight into buttons that I know work for sure. Here, you can, because the opponent is so close, you can route into 6C. 6C always does more damage in big combos like this. So, I in this situation I end up using. Oh, it's the last round. Yeah, so perfect. I was gonna say that you can conserve meter, but it's what am I conserving for? Get a little bit of thinking. All right, let's see. So I do 6-6B again because I don't think TafKat is gonna 5B again. But this time she backdashes. On my buttons whiffing, I tend to not press anything, especially with no meter. So block the 6C. I'm gonna start slowing this down. So that was. I need to go backwards. Empty assault into 2C. But the reason why I mashed is because I thought it was too far for throw. So in my head, it's like, okay, you know, there's no way to threaten throw. So, what are you going to do? Press a button, of course. There's pretty much nothing else you can do from this range. It was a little late, as I tend to be, but we trade and, frame advantage. All right, so we're shielding. I like to win first cycle. I try to do everything I can to, or at least within reason, to win the first cycle, just because Wald really just does not function without meter. He has no presence on defense, and in this matchup, you're going to be blocking a lot. So I need that 360C online as soon as possible. Uh, I think, yeah, I don't think TafKat was doing 6BB very often. So I take the chance because I shielded the 6B. So there was the green shield from whatever that was into 6B. So I'm reacting to my green shield and then seeing 6B on screen. So I see the 6B on screen and it's like, okay, I need to press something if I'm going to take my turn. But in this case, it was a frame trap, and that's why I get counter hit. Yep, I am not very good at reacting to the overhead. Plus, it's the first time she used it in this set too, so good job. All right, so there's that stand shield again. I think it's because Carmine is too far for 2B in most cases. So, oh, you know what? I remember now. So, the it's not for this specific wheel, but if Carmine does standing two, oh god, I don't remember what the move is. Where is it? That's the jumping. Yeah, so the 236A is the one that hits you on the ground, but 236B whiffs on crouching. So what Carmines will sometimes do is they'll do standing 236B and then throw you while you're not in block stun. But stand shielding puts you in block stun so that if they go for the throw, it's a gold throw that's very easily teched. And they're usually too far for a meaty low. So it's, from what I've noticed, a pretty safe standing shield. When I'm doing the standing shield, what I'm actually doing is buffering 4D and then immediately holding 1. Because if there is an early low, but not a meaty low, I'll pretty much already be anticipating, or not anticipating, but I'll pretty much already be holding down back. So it's very difficult for Carmine to deal with. Here I'm just green shielding for more hits of the wheel because why not? Get some grid for it. All right, fuzzy blocking the mix. I would say that I was probably green shielding specifically to farm the rest of that grid so that I can get Celestial here. And then when I get Celestial with very little meter, one of my favorite things to do is to immediately pop it because you just get a full 200. So I pop the early CS. I see Carmine is airborne. I probably should have pressed 623A because that gets a much better combo, but oh no, I did. So I guess I just mistimed the follow-up. But that should have been a very, very good combo. I would say definitely learn your 623A routes. All right, so we're neutral, assault JC because we can. This 360C, so while this kind of scramble was happening, I'm still gaining meter, and you can see the transfer state is still giving me much more meter. So I assault to get into range. I enter block stun, and I immediately use 360C, and the reason for that is because I'm still getting meter from like the 11 grid block celestial. I want to basically be as efficient with the meter as I can. So instead of sitting at 200 with no meter usage, I can pressure with a metered move. In this case, I chose 360C. Yep. But she backdashes on reaction. Yeah. So backdash on reaction, that was good. And I still get that meter back. I press 5C. I don't know who's actually plus here. It looks like we're about even. So at this range, 5C is super good. So I press it. Yeah, I should have done 5C 22B. But that's another kind of new route that I don't think I got the muscle memory down for. But yeah, 5C 22B into 236C is pretty much one of my combo staples at this point. I assault because I can, and that the projectile is the whole, like, that's why jumping instead of using assault is better in this matchup, in my opinion. Because if you jump and you don't press anything, you can air block projectiles, but if you assault and press buttons, then you just get hit in the face like this. Looks like I'm fighting for grid with those extra early shields. So the grid cycle, the grid is kind of even, and we're more than halfway through. So you actually, it's kind of hard to see, but this is me crouch shielding. I get one, and then I think I do it again. No. Oh, because of the force function. So I shield the one, and then there's the force function. So I'm in reaction to the force function. In my head, I'm saying I no longer need to contest for the cycle because I can't lose it anymore. Shielding becomes a liability in this case, so I don't try to shield anything else for the rest of the cycle. Another 360C just to be on the lookout for frame traps. Okay, so she jump backed. I think J236C from Carmine would be a much better response, because if I assault here because we're so far away, and 236C would have absolutely killed me if she did it. But I assault over 6B. I jump wait, was that a jump assault or just a regular assault? Yeah, just a regular assault into J2C. Super strong approach tool when especially when you have CS, and you get a pretty nice combo. Around the halfway point of the stage, I think 360C becomes pretty good. It doesn't bring you all the way, but we're pretty much in the corner. It's plus 42 or plus 43 or whatever. So in my head, it's like we're close enough to the corner that it doesn't matter. It's better than God Press. Like, it's a little bit less damage, but the Oki, I think, is worth it. And like when you're on the center. So I go for my safe jump. I do an empty safe jump, and she gets her plus frames for it. Oh. I think I was just greedy and wanted to 360B during the pressure, but she jumps at a perfect time, and I guessed wrong. That's all. I had been doing a lot of 360s earlier in the set, so I guess it's not too outlandish to jump there. All right, there's the 6-6B, 2-2B. So I'm still doing 6-6B. I guess the first 2 round starts where I was doing 4B was enough of a what's the word? The conditioning. There we go. Enough conditioning to get my opponent to not press the move that beats 6-6B. We're getting, I guess, neutral plus frames. Oh, that was so close. So I jump. I don't know if this was in response to seeing Carmine jump. I want to say it was, though. So I press it in response to jump, but oh my god, that is so close. But she does J6B to, I imagine, purposely to stop her own momentum, and it works out. Very good throw. I think J6B is super plus, which is why I don't contest there. Let's see who's actionable. Oh yeah, she's already running at me by the time I start crouching. So good throw. That's exactly it. With the stand shield, that's perfect. I'm glad it came up. So we get the throw. We get standing 236B. If you crouch under this, you will not block it. there's the stand block. But if you crouch, you will not block it, and then you have to deal with a throw, either crouch OS or whatever. But because I stand blocked, I'm now in block stun, which causes the shield, the throw to be a gold throw, like that. So let's rewind it a little further, because I see it keeps like skipping a little bit. There we go. Pressing 2C on so I see Carmine has no resources, so I press 2C because let's see. So on throw tech you're +8, but 2C, there it is 12. So that means there's only 4 frames. It's a 4-frame frame trap, basically. There's absolutely nothing Carmine can do in this situation besides block or anticipate some other option that I might be doing. But mash is pretty much off the table. So in this case, I choose 2C because it's great. 2C 4B is a good block string. There's only a 6-frame gap. Only a 6-frame gap, and there's no way a 6-frame is going to hit me at this distance. And it's plus on block. +2, I think. I don't know about with the shields, but with the spacing, it doesn't matter to me. I consider it completely neutral at this point. More neutral jumps. It would have blocked anything, including that. But it is plus, so I don't press anything. Let's see what I do here. Nice. So, as I said before, this move is +2. But at this range, there's nothing fast that Carmine can press. So I decide that 360B is my go-to. Let's see, +2. I think that was 5B. That looks like the startup of 5B. Or maybe it was 5C. They look the same to me. But let's see, 5B is 9 frames. So, oh yeah, so even if it was 5B, 360B wins, because basically you take your +2 and subtract it from the startup. So basically I have 7 frames to do something, and 360B is 6 frames, if I can pull it up. There it is. Startup 6 frames. So Carmine presses and gets straight into my hands, and I just win Vorpal, which is perfect. So we got our full combo. You don't have to go for these difficult routes, but I feel comfortable enough with Wald that I can do them. What you can do instead, let's see, so is CS, 6C, and then just go straight into 4B at this point. You skip all this weird stuff and go straight into 4B. And then at this point, you would do the B clap increase. Like that. Well, not like that, but you know. Similar. It's all on the wiki, so you don't have to worry too much about that. I guess I was scouting more options, or trying to bait Veil off, or some other reversal. Because a delayed empty jump into nothing is questionable. So Carmine stand techs and is rewarded. So now it's time to block the mix. I'll say the reason why I'm not going into how to block the mix is because it's kind of weird how to describe the fuzzy block. It's just something you have to learn through experience, as far as I can tell. I will say that you first start blocking high, then you start blocking low, and then from there it just kind of gets muddled with a bunch of different options that Carmine can do. If you see Carmine jump assault like previously, then you can expect a double overhead, so you block load later, but that's pretty much the only early variation that I could think of. Um, but now that all that bullshit is done with, I've blocked everything. I've blocked your mix, so I want to CS, see if you're still trying to press your luck. But I pressed 2A this time. I don't know if... I'm not sure if that's within Carmine's 2A range, but I think 2A is a very reasonable mash at this range. She goes for J6B this time, actually. I think that's worth mentioning. J6B would have beaten any command grab attempts. It would have lost to 214C if I decided to do that last time. But I didn't have too many grid blocks, so I'm going to say that that's why I didn't press it. Yeah, that was only one grid block, so it's like I want to be efficient with my meter, so I'm just going to press 2A here, and it works out. This route is not listed on the wiki because it's more of like a, oh shit, I need, you know, I don't know if clap will hit at a different height, so yeah, I think it would have missed because she's all the way up here. So usually on a 5A air hit like that, or a 2A air hit, so we got 2A, 5B. So when by this point, that's when I'm deciding how to convert. Actually, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, I think I press 2A, and by the time I press 5B like this, that's when in my head, I say, oh shit, that was an air hit, so the 5B is going to knock them up really high, so I need to jump cancel instead. So I do jump cancel JB into my stuff. Because I jump canceled early, that means I can't jump cancel for the ender. So you'll see me do this instead. This is a pretty good alternative to getting your big meter. I don't know what happened here. Yeah, it looks like she just blocked. JC increases plus on block, but not on shield. So I recognize that she did not shield this, so I press 5A because I'm plus. And I pressed it expecting her to block, but she didn't. So I just kind of dropped the ball there. I could not tell you why I did JB there. The only thing I could think of is that it meant to be 360B, but I screwed it up. That sounds the most reasonable to me. Well, no, because I did JA straight after, so yeah, I guess I was just pressing it. Whatever. Oh, what happened there? So, spaghetti. So I pressed 5C because it's at 5C's good range. But TafKat presses 214C just as a kind of anti-spaghetti measures, I guess. You know, it moves her out of the way super quick, plus on block. It's a pretty good move. But 5C, unfortunately... Oh, wait, no, that was a command grab. Yeah. So I guess 5C's hitbox was just too far out. I did dash before the 5C, so that probably helped too. Dash 5C, avoid the command grab. That confirm was a little weird. That was 5C no cancel. I think this is counter hit only. But I followed up with 2A into, you know, just more buttons that I know work. That was kind of like a... I think I expected to get hit by the command grab, so I just didn't press anything. I think that's a bad habit. If you press a button, you should always press the next button in anticipation of it working, regardless of what's happening. But I have not practiced doing that yet, so I didn't. But it still worked out, so Waldstein's good. All right, let's see. Oh, so 6-6C round start into 720B. So I recognize that TafKat has not been contesting round start at all, actually, this entire set. The 4Bs whiffed, or, were blocked or whatever. The 6-6Bs didn't work out. So this time, I'm like, okay, she's really not doing anything around start. So I'm going to use 6-6C, which whiffs at this range, which is good because it moves you so far forward. But I'm not quite in 360A range, so I press 360B instead. Normally I 720C here instead of 720B, but it works out. Carmine did a late mash and I counter hit grabbed it. It looks like I went for another 6-6C. Yeah, definitely. But oh, wait a second. Yeah, let me go. Oh, too far back. All right. Yep, there's that. All right. So the first 6-6C off of a 720 knockdown is plus. So I'm going to be plus here. So if I pressed 6-6C again, which it looks like I did, that means I was anticipating a backdash. But instead, TafKat just smashes and we trade. Seeing a trade, an even trade, I think is the key here. So we're at a approximate even frame advantage, but we're pretty far. I didn't think about this the first time, but oh no, I'm plus as hell. So that's why I pressed 236A. I'm plus as hell, so I want to just press a button. I have resources, so even if Carmine had blocked, I still had resources to make a play off that. So, like 214C to get my plus million, or a delayed 720C to catch anyone being too passive. But she avoids all of that with a well-placed backdash. I'm not sure, but I block it. More jumping normals. Jump back JB. Low risk, low reward. This move is incredibly hard to contest. It's disjointed. It's very active at 6 frames. Let me, I can pull it up here a little further. Actually, I can, wait. Yeah, we'll just pull up the full res version. There we go. Much better. So it's hard to deal with. It's a good move. It looks like that. It's active for 6 frames, and even if they block it, we're currently jumping backwards. So like no one's getting anything off of this. All right, let me watch that back. So block, jump, jump. I do like to assault here because it startles most players. In this case, it looks like TafKat was expecting me to land. Yeah, let's take it slow. So I jump back JB into nothing. So I'm coming downward, but I can air assault. I've got an air action left. So I assault. I jump over the projectile that I would normally be blocking. And what better button from assault to press than JC? Oh, it skipped it, but I don't think I could have confirmed from the JC from that height. If it was an increase, then definitely. Let's see if I can eyeball this. So that's a hit. let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think that would have recovered. So I think oh yeah, she's already crouching. So I I correctly go in to restart pressure, and this time it's dash 360A. Um, that this particular JB is very hard to deal with, from my experience. Especially characters with DPs that cost resources. The only thing that you can do in this situation against this JB is um, to either shield it, which, if you're shielding against a Waldstein that's jumping at you with plus frames, uh, so that opens up some RPS, or roll through it, I guess, which is equally as risky. Um, in this case, she opts to block it, which we are not very plus, but last time I checked, we're +3. So we're +3. It looks like I go in for another dash 360A. So TafKat correctly mashes on that read. Good job. Um, going back real quick to that JB situation. If I did actually press 2A here, that would have been a good counter hit and would have gotten a full damaging combo. But that's just RPS for you. Oh, there's the J6B working out. So I try to wake up with 360A here. But J6B, because it's a J, she's jumping, it's airborne. And this move is actually very plus on block, especially at low height. So it's a good option for Carmine to show often. But another full combo from TafKat. All right, we're blocking, we're blocking. Oh, I guess I expected the move to come out. I see now. So it was a late charge. It's basically the same as the assault charge, where it doesn't actually attack; it just cancels it. But I shield because I see the flash, and she calls out that shield by throwing here. This, so TafKat told me afterwards, but that that setup with the force function, like moving you, it's guard thrust safe. I tried to guard thrust here, but because she sideswapped me, I get veil off instead. And let's see if we can see those standing frames. Yeah, she's already recovered by this point. So if she was anticipating veil off, she could have blocked, but it didn't work out. Looks like she jumped because she anticipated 360A. You can see right there. It looks like she did a fuzzy block, actually, because she stayed on the ground for a little bit. But she goes for the jump to deal with as many options as she can. But I do 2A instead, and that's the round. But let's look at that force function again. So what I was told is that whatever direction the force function is being sent in, I guess, because Carmine can either do 6FF or 4FF. In this case, it looks like it was 4FF, which brings the puddles towards himself, which brings me with the puddles with it, like that. And that's how Carmine will steal the corner from you, is by doing that force function. So you will get mixed by that. Even I got mixed by it. I tried to guard thrust, but instead I got veil off. It just happened to work out in this case. But I think I think that was two, yeah. Yeah, that's the end of the vid. So, um, that's it. Good games to TafKat. Um, hopefully you see this and maybe you can shed some light on some of the stuff that I wasn't too sure about. Um, but the next video I think I'll do will be Batista.